Oh, hello.
Hello.
It's Charming Disaster, and welcome to this week's edition of the Quarantine Livestream show.
We're so glad to be here today.
So very glad.
And where are we today?
Well, this week's show is presented by Richmond, Virginia's premier goth-industrial and fetish club, Fallout. However, we could not be physically present at Fallout because plague, you know.
Yeah.
So this is the next best thing. We understand we are currently being astrally projected onto the astral projection screen at Fallout. Mm-hmm. And we also have this live feed of
what's going on at Fallout.
At Fallout right now.
Right now.
Mm-hmm. So I really feel like we're there in person, don't you?
Yeah. And Fallout is doing limited seating, and they have, as you can see, outdoor seating.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're in Richmond, it's not too late to get yourself over there to watch it there. Hello, all of you nice people tuning in. We see Greg and Doris and Justin and Brad and MC and Sarah and Fred and Tim and Katie and Caitlin and Mike and Matt and so many people.
Josh and
everybody. Oh my gosh. It's been such a delight to get to recognize all of your names over these many, many, many months that we have been doing this. And we're so grateful that you keep on coming back for more.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to begin today's show, as we like to, with a little opening ritual, which is drawing a tarot card that will tell us a little bit about what is in store tonight. Jeff, would you like to do the honors?
We have chosen the Magician card.
Ooh,
look at that.
Look at that. That's a pretty swell looking magician robe he's got. It's a little like mine. That's kind of like
let's show off our robes a little bit.
Yeah,
we're
in our magician robes.
You know, this is our
just our casual Friday night kind of.
Yeah, Friday night at the goth club.
Outfit. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk a little more about goth club dress codes in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, but I think we should probably kick things off with a song, don't you?
Yes, let's do that.
All right. My black snake and my donkey keep the predators at bay. The coyotes and the copperheads stay well enough away. The power that protects me is a circle made of salt. But when you come to get me, I won't feel a thing at all. The vultures that surround me ride the thermals up on high. Yet ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die.
The scarab on my pillow whispers vespers as I sleep. You saved me from the sparrows, now my soul is yours to keep. The morning we awaken to a garnet colored sky. The mirror cracked and broken, making X's of my eyes. I can't turn away the darkness, so instead I hold you tight.
And ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die.
Light the fire, sing the song. Hit the hi-hat, kick the drum. Secret language on the tongue. Something wicked this way goes. There's a light without any heat. It shines just for me, my love. Shines just for me. Here tonight without a moon. just for you. There's a light
and my donkey keep the predators
out any heat.
coyotes and the copperheads stay well enough
It shines just for me, my love.
a circle made of
Shines just for
when
me.
you come to get me, I won't feel a thing at all.
There's a night
Scared on my pillow, whispers as I
without a
take me from
moon.
the sparrows, now my soul is yours.
It comes just for you, my love.
Garnet colored sky,
Just for
mirrors
you.
cracked and broken, making X's of my eyes. Light the fire, sing the song. Hit the hi-hat, kick the drum. Secret language on the tongue. Something wicked this way comes. Heat haze on the highway, there's a shimmer in the air. Out on the horizon, there's a figure standing there. Strange hallucinations as the sky is growing thin. From the corners of my vision, see the shadows closing in. Is it just sleep deprivation or the get on the ride? Yeah, ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die. Ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die. Ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die. Ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die. That song was called Black Snake. And, and I forgot in the introduction, I wanted to mention that for those of you who are new to Charming Disasters Quarantine live streams, this is a donation-based concert, which means that if you are in a position to support what we're doing, we appreciate that. And there are a few different ways to give, which I'm gonna pop up on the screen here.
Oh, let's go in the clouds.
Oh, the clouds. Ooh, we've got a Venmo and we've got a PayPal, and you can buy a virtual ticket or you can get some music merch from us on Bandcamp. And henchperson Dan, I believe, has shared those links in the comments as well. So, henchperson Dan, if you wouldn't mind pinning those comments, that would be awesome.
Yes, and as a reminder, if you don't have anything to give, times are tough, we understand. This is our gift to you.
That is correct. So, that song is called Black Snake. And Black Snake features a number of animals. So here's the pop quiz for you hardcore fans. Can you name all the animals that pop up in that song?
Oh, I don't think I can even do that.
Well, there's black snakes, and there's copperheads, and we'll see what they...
We'll see what they say.
We'll see what they do.
But should we talk about these animals?
Yeah, sure.
These animals?
These handsome beasts.
These handsome beasts, these goth dancers.
Yeah.
These are flying foxes. Fruit bats.
I thought these were fruit bats.
Fruit bats are flying foxes.
They're the same?
They are the same.
Oh, okay. Well, tell us about flying foxes. And also, we want all of you watching, there's an animal that fascinates you in particular that you think we might enjoy exploring a bit, please don't be shy. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. These are some of our favorite mammals. They're the largest flying mammals, I believe. Yeah, if anyone has any flying fox or fruit bat, trivia that we should know or like to share with us, please let us know. They are also, let's see, they're vegetarians.
Vegetarians.
Fruitarians. The name for bat is chirodactyl, which in Greek means... So we know from chiromancy, as we all know from chiromancy, which means palm reading.
Chiro hand.
Is hand, and dactyl, like pterodactyl and other dactyls, are wings. So it means hand wing. So their fingers are an extension that creates their wing, as you can see there. Look at them eating.
Yeah, I'm really honored to have such a handsome looking
Look at that.
bunch of creatures behind us. Does the ergot count? Ergot is not an animal, but here, this is a question from Tim. Does the ergot count? No, ergot is not an animal, but I'm glad that you asked. It's a good question. Yeah, all right, we have, I'm just going to pop some of these on screen myself here as they come in. Let's see, scarab is correct. Praying mantis, fascinating indeed. Donkey and coyote, correct. Scarabs, also correct. Oh, axolotls.
Axolotls?
Are they're like salamanders, kind of? I forget. I think they're like salamanders. Blue-ringed octopus, yeah.
Axolotls are like those in the midst of evolving creatures. They look like they're about to evolve, like walk on land of the fish that are they? Isn't that what they are? Anyway, let's move on.
I'm not. Yeah. All right. Well, those are some good animals, and
that is true. Not with that attitude.
All right. Fine. All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of the comments now.
Okay. So bats do fly with jazz hands.
Bats do fly with jazz hands. If you learn nothing else tonight, please learn that bats fly with jazz hands. Is fungus an animal? No, fungus is not an animal. Fungus is a fungus. I remember very clearly from like elementary school science class that there's there's the 5 kingdoms, right? There's animals, plants, fungi,
bacteria,
probiotics. Oh, no, what was it? Shoot, tardigrades.
A donkey.
Yeah, there's a donkey. Well, anyway, as you can tell, my elementary school science is a little.
There's spirits.
Spirits
is one.
Yep. Chimeras is one. Yep. Aliens is, I'm pretty sure, is one.
Yeah.
And then you've got the sort of like mass, like group consciousness creatures, like ant colonies and slime molds.
Oh, slime molds. We're going to do a whole show just on slime molds. We're fascinated with slime molds.
Yeah. Anyway, well, maybe we should do another song. What do you think?
Yeah, there are those animals that worlds are created on, like the giant snake at the base of the tree of life.
Oh, that's a good...
Like, Dristle, everyone knows Yggdrasil is the tree of life.
The world tree.
Thank you. The world tree, not tree of life.
The tree of life is something different. And also different from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is... There's a lot of trees. Anyway, if you've been worried that things are bad, you might be right.
Could be worse.
Maybe the world will fall apart.
Maybe the crows will come and peck away your heart.
Maybe the wolves will eat the moon and the sun.
We won't have to face the consequences of the things we've done.
Axe time, sword time, ere the world fall. Wind time, world time, come the end of it all. Nearly doomsday, just look at the clock. Ticking down the minutes until Ragnarok. Ragnarok, 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 Ragnarok. Ragnarok, Ragnarok, rock.
Now that the sky is raining soot,
No need to return all of those late library books
that you read with bated breath.
about the end where even gods can be near death. World tree tremble, shake at the root. all before the moment when our bills come due. Cross your fingers for fire and flood. Valkyries are rushing through the battlefields of blood. The time we spend is not our own. Nothing to have, nothing to hold. And now there's no more growing older. Hang on tight, it's almost over. Midgard serpent is coming for you. Those New Year's resolutions won't be coming true. Go out and buy some cigarettes, 'cause what the fuck? Might as well enjoy yourself till Ragnarok. Ragnarok, 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 Ragnarok. Ragnarok, Ragnarok, rock. Why are we here?
Maybe
We're here.
we're here to wonder why.
Or watch the stars wink out like candles in the sky.
And as the seas begin to rise,
Let's share this final cigarette and kiss the world good night. What not everyone knows is that the world disappears one or two words at a time. So when you can't remember the lyrics, it's just that's the slow start of the world ending. It's nothing to be alarmed by. It's perfectly natural.
could be worse.
Could be worse. So this show, if you are just tuning in...
Should we tell the good folks what song that was?
Oh, yeah, sure. Tell them.
That was Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
That was Ragnarok.
Off of our second album,
Album number 2.
Cautionary Tales. They're all cautionary tales.
What she said. So, just to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Just want good people to know.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So tonight's show is presented by Fallout. And Fallout is a club in Richmond, Virginia, where we have had the pleasure of playing a couple of times over the last couple of years. I think that was one of the first venues we ever played where when we said our show is based on the tarot. Is anybody here familiar with the tarot? Like a whole table of people were like, oh yeah, like we're tarot readers, and this is actually our monthly meetup or something.
Yeah, this is where we hang out.
This was supposed to be our meetup night, but like somebody couldn't do it, so we all decided to come here.
Yeah.
But we're all basically tarot experts.
That's where we met Madame Onsa.
That is where we met Madame Onsa. Yes, we've had some wonderful shows there. So if you are watching from Fallout right now, hello, and we wish that we were there in person. And please tip your bartenders and give them like an elbow bump or like a heartfelt look deep in the eyes for us. Yeah. And we're told the cheese fries are pretty good.
Yeah, I can see a couple of people eating cheese fries.
Oh, yeah, that's the cheese fries. Yeah. So give them our love.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we really like about Fallout is their extremely sensible dress code, which we're going to share some highlights of with you. So it includes the following: fetish wear, including but not limited to
liquids,
corsets,
leather,
vinyl,
PVC,
platforms,
collars,
cuffs,
fishnets,
satin or lace,
chain,
knotwork,
role play gear,
boots,
black light gear,
or
Prince's entire wardrobe.
When in doubt,
Wear all black.
And make sure you look sharp.
Now that is something to live by.
Yeah, that's like words of wisdom you can really just always look to when you're not sure. When in doubt, wear all black make sure you look sharp. So we have shared some links in the comments for Fallout. You can check out their website. You can follow them on Facebook, which we encourage you to do. They also have online food and drink ordering. You can reserve a table. So if you're in Richmond, they have curbside pickup and delivery and stuff as well. And they're doing some very responsible, socially distanced, in-person stuff. And they have merch. And as we mentioned earlier, the merch is very cool and you should check it out. So all their links are up there in the chat. And we hope that you'll explore them.
Oh, I can't wait to go back there.
I know. I can't wait to go back everywhere. Oh. So last week, we played a song on the piano that was a tribute to 19th century spies. And this week, we thought we would bring it slightly up to date.
To the 20th century.
This song is our love letter to all things mid-century spy, from James Bond to Carmen Sandiego to, of course, my personal favorite, Spy versus Spy. But like if Spy versus Spy were a kind of fucked up love story, which
Is it the greatest love story
it's
ever
the
told?
greatest love story of all time.
She flirts with the diplomat at the banquet. They start the slow walk down the hall. And as she puts a match to her cigarette, she eyes the camera on the wall.
He climbs to the second floor like an acrobat and pulls the Rothko off the wall. Takes out a stethoscope from his backpack and hears the tumblers slowly fall. We were playing for time. One more situation where we might be double crossing the line. We were playing for time. Milking every moment from those seconds slipping by. She asks him if he wants a little nightcap. Perhaps a poem from 64. Is someone listening through a water glass? Standing just outside the door. He finds the dossier with the microfiche and breathes to steady, shaky hands. Opens the attaché from the agency and swaps an altered set of plans. We were playing for time. One more situation where we might be double crossing the line. We were playing for time. Milking every moment from the seconds slipping by. She slips the envelope from his cummerbund and ties him neatly to a chair. When he wakes, she'll be long gone with the access code. A new tattoo, the dye washed from her hair. He makes his getaway through the laundry chute when he hears the wail of the alarm. fix the coordinates for the rendezvous. Wonders just how long this can go on. We were playing for time. One more situation where we might be double crossing the line. We were playing for time, milking every moment from the seconds slipping by. Trust your lover, blow your cover, going under, days are numbered. See you across the room, heart skips a beat. The rush of danger feels like love. We slip a little bit every time we meet. We're both awaiting orders from above. Are you my nemesis or my better half? These days it matters less and less. Sodium pentothal or polygraph. We know all the tricks to beat the test. We were playing for time. One more situation where we might be double crossing the line. We were playing for time, milking every moment for the seconds slipping by. Trust your lover, blow your cover, going under, days are numbered. Trust your lover, blow your cover, going under, days are numbered. We were playing for time. 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 Thank you all for the nice comments about how this song would be a good one for a spy museum or some other sort of spy-themed adventure that
If there are any
people-
spy museums watching, please.
Yeah, if you
Get in
have
touch
any connections with any spy-oriented films or, you know, amusement parks or museums or whatever, you know, please, like, put them in touch. We will definitely sell out.
Cheers. Here's to you.
Here's to you.
And to you.
And to you. And to you. What are we drinking? Is it poison?
Is it a port from 64?
Oh, that's very nice. Is that the Black Button Rye?
It is the Black Button Rye. Co-sponsored. We're almost sponsored by Black Button Rye. We love it so much.
Thank you, Minion and Katie, for the Black Button Rye.
Mm.
It is helping us very much.
Yeah. A little hand sanitizer and Saint Germain.
Yeah.
It's to live forever.
Yeah, the Live Forever, my favorite cocktail.
Working so far.
Oh, yeah, so far so good.
Whew.
If you all are tuning in from Fallout's Facebook channel, hello, we're Charming Disaster, and it's nice to be playing for you tonight. We hope that you will follow us on our channel, Charming Disaster's channel. Hello from Fallout. It's
Hello,
working.
Hermes
It's
Morning
working.
Star.
That's a great handle. And if you're watching from our channel, we encourage you to follow the Fallout channels.
Follow the Fallout.
We'll share some links in a little while again. But right now, it is our very great pleasure to bring on a special guest. You see, we haven't included many special guests yet this season, and so we knew we had to really make it count. This gentleman trickster is a former circus ringmaster, hospital clown, and fire eater. I mean, that like checks a lot of boxes.
That's a lot of boxes right there. He's been performing parlor-style magic on stages all over the world for over 25 years in a row.
His unique style combines the irreverence of modern storytelling with the wonder of classically performed magic. Real magic.
Real magic. He's a liar.
A cheat.
A scoundrel.
And a performer we are proud to call friend. Please welcome Nelson Lugo. Hello, Nelson.
Hello.
There we go. Hi.
There we are.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
We're so delighted that you could join us for many reasons, but among them is that we understand that you have an interest and enthusiasm and knowledge about the great Harry Houdini. Is this true?
Yes. I think any magician sort of worth their salt becomes interested in Houdini at some point in their journey as a magician. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a non-magician, I was fascinated with Houdini when I was a kid, as I think many were, because he seemed to do so many impossible things.
Oh, sure. He never got famous in America. When he was in America, he was doing a lot of 10-in-1 shows, dime shows. He was like a single act in a larger vaudeville variety entertainment. And he was doing a lot of coins and cards. He went by the original moniker, the King of Cards or Pink Coins. It wasn't until he went to Europe, Hungary, and where he started doing escapes. And it was there. Ooh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and it was there that he found notoriety in all of his escape stuff because, there was a lot of oppression happening at the time. World War I, and he started doing things that seemed impossible, and that. Then his name kind of took off, and when he came back to America, that's when he became a household name.
Wow.
Do you think you could give us just I know a lot of people know a lot about Houdini, but do you think you could give us just a sort of like a primer, like a Cliff's Notes of his sort of journey?
Yeah, he was born in Budapest, and his father, who was a rabbi there, couldn't find any work, so he came to America. Also couldn't find any work as a rabbi, so he became a tie cutter in Appleton, Wisconsin. At some point, his father brought the family over, and then that basically Harry, at that time, his name was Eric Weiss, pronounced Eric Weiss, and he basically lived in Appleton, Wisconsin for a very long time. Cut ties, made gloves, worked for a locksmith for a short period of time, and became very interested in the performing arts, specifically magic and circus and sideshow. And he started to develop his own sort of beginner 101 magic act. And he was with a good friend of his, and they were reading a book by a French magician at the time who was the household name in magic by the name of Robert Eugene Houdin. And Eric Weiss, or Eric Weiss, bastardizing this magician's name, kept calling it Houdin. So he said, I'm going to become a magician just like my favorite magician, Houdin. I'm going to call myself Houdini, which he thought to mean like Houdin. So that's where Houdini came from. Where Harry came from is his mother used to call him Eddie. And all of his English-speaking friends thought she was saying Harry. So he just went by Harry Houdini. And that is how he basically got started. And once the escapes kind of took off, magic became less and less, and escapology became the sort of thrust of all of his performances. There was one time in particular where he would challenge local police precincts to chain him up and lock him in a cell. And he did this as promotion for whatever show he happened to be in that town. And this one time, these cops really had it in for him. He couldn't do any prep work, and he was chained and manacled and completely naked, and he was tossed into a cell, and they shut the door. And Harry was in there for like a good 5 minutes. And as a performer, 5 minutes is an eternity.
Yeah.
And he became very frustrated. And so out of frustration, he leaned up against the door. The door flew open. The police had forgotten to lock the door. Harry then walked out and said, "When's lunch?" taking full credit for the fact that he opened the door while still handcuffed.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's actually a similar story about Richard Feynman, who had a reputation for being a safecracker, but like a lot of it was luck. That he kept track of like where like people wrote down their combinations, and and one time somebody asked him if he could like undo their unlock their safe, their file cabinet, and he went in with a stethoscope, like in the song we just played. But like the stethoscope doesn't actually help you, but he was just in there like trying to maintain his reputation. I think he like found the combination written down somewhere and walked out taking full credit for it. So I feel like there's a life lesson in there for us.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I guess your performers, you'd know this. You probably would be surprised how much stuff happens completely by accident that makes us look so good in the moment.
Yeah. You have to be prepared. You have to do your homework.
Oh, so absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also like the tragic end of Houdini's life, which I remember being really fascinated by as a kid. And I'm not even sure if what I read was the real story or the myth.
Well, what do you know?
What I recall is that he would challenge people to punch him in the stomach because he had developed like a really strong core from his like regurgitation work or like from whatever. And he would challenge people to punch him in the stomach. And one time somebody kind of took him off guard, like, cause he would like, he would like stiffen up his core so that he could take it. And then one day somebody kind of sucker punched him and it burst his appendix and he died.
Yeah, actually there's a lot of controversy surrounding Houdini's death. In fact, hold on, I brought this out just in case. There's a great book called The Man Who Killed Houdini, which is probably the only book, as far as I can know, that actually delves into his death and the cause thereof. There's a lot of controversy surrounding that, in that people, like as you said, people would often recount this story that he would invite people to punch him in the stomach, as if this was like a challenge he did all the time. He never actually challenged anybody ever to punch him in the stomach. He was a fitness nut. He exercised every single day for hours on end. He would submerge himself in ice cold baths and hold his breath for, endurance training. He would ate absolutely healthy. He was a teetotaler. He was in immaculate shape, and he had to be for the physical stuff that he had to do. As the story goes, he was in Canada, and he had two people who just watched the show come backstage to meet him because they were also aspiring magicians. And at this point in Houdini's career, he's old. He doesn't really give a damn about some upstart kids who want to meet him, but he accepts him into his dressing room. He's in his dressing gown. He's reclining on a chair at his desk at the dressing room, just opening up fan mail, like bills or whatever. And one of these visitors, who was a student, asks him if it's true that he could withstand any punch to the stomach. Houdini, probably not really listening, probably said, "Yeah, sure." And then the kid just starts pounding his stomach as hard as he can.
Oh my
No
God.
one knows why. No one knows the full story as to why that moment happened. It's not true that it burst his appendix, though. He was suffering from epididymitis, I think that's called, or I don't know the exact medical name, but his appendix was inflamed, It certainly didn't help. It burst the next day while he was on stage. And to his credit, he had 2 shows that day. He did the first show completely in the most agonizing pain you could possibly ever imagine. He did half of the second show and then went to the hospital during intermission and
Wow.
demanded to be taken back. But his doctors were like, no, that's not a thing. We have to like operate immediately. And Houdini said no. He packed up his show. He went on a train headed to somewhere in the US. It's somewhere in the northern part. I don't remember exactly where. And he did a show there. And then that's where he died.
Wow.
He died because he hates doctors.
Who doesn't?
He hates hospitals and he hates doctors, and his work ethic would not allow him to take a night off. That is why he died.
Wow.
That's quite a story.
Yeah.
Well, there's obviously a lot more to delve into with Houdini. We could do a whole show just talking about Houdini, but we would love it if you would share some of your own magic with us.
I would love to share some magic with you. Absolutely. If you will allow me.
Yes,
we insist. We are going to give you the stage.
Awesome.
All right. Everyone, please, once again, Nelson Lugo.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nelson Lugo. Welcome to the show. I would like to show you this. Well, not this specifically. This is just cotton thread that's been dyed with a UV pigment, and I have some black lights here to make it pop so you can see it better. But no, this reminds me of my love of magic, obviously, but also stories and magic or stories with magic in them. And this reminds me of a Greek myth. It's the one about the Moirai, or the 3 sisters, or the Fates. These are the beings that are in charge of the thread of life. There is Lachesis, the spinner. No, I'm sorry. There's Clotho, the youngest sister. It is her job to spin the web of life. It is up to her how strong or elastic it can be. And then there's Lachesis, the allotter. It is her job to measure the thread of life. It is up to her how short or long that life is. And then there's Atropos, the elder sister, the inevitable. It is her job to cut the thread of life. And then something or someone dies. Now, that's a very quaint story. And although it is true that you have one physical birth and one physical death, but we know as beings on this planet, you can endure many, many births and many, many deaths. Emotional pain is both joy and sorrow. Like the time where you chose to be right rather than be loved. Or that time we were rejected for simply being who we are. Or that time where we should have said, I'm sorry, but we said something we probably didn't mean. Or all those times where we know there's the right way and the wrong way, but we choose the easy way instead. On a personal note, that time I should have asked Katrin Munstock to the prom, but I didn't. And instead, I went alone. Now, one may look at this as a collection of births and deaths and may conclude that this is the sum total of one's life, but no, it isn't, because, well, your story isn't over yet. No one is a single thing they may have said. No one is a single action they may have taken. No, those are just moments. That is not the sum total of your life. No. The sum total of your life only gets added up at the end, which means that if your life is a story that you tell to other people, then you don't like the chapter you're living in, and you're the author. Maybe you can just rewrite it. Because every day is a new day to choose something different. And only then will you realize that you have always been whole and complete. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that. My name is Nelson Lugo, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Charming Disaster, back to you.
Spring.
Your wretched spring! How did you even do this to us, Nelson?
How are we gonna get out of it?
Yeah, how are we going to get out of this? It's our straight jacket escape. I don't know how Houdini did this every night. Yeah,
Okay.
this web.
It's tangled.
Ah.
Whew.
Whew.
Another harrowing escape.
Wow. Well, Nelson Lugo, you are a rogue and a rascal. And we thank you once again. Friends, if you wish to hire Nelson Lugo to do your
Bidding?
I don't know.
Parties?
He just said tell them that they can hire me,
Yeah.
but he didn't really specify.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I assume it's to do magic like that, but
Who knows?
who knows? There's only one way to find out. His links are
Ethers.
in the ethers. Indeed.
Mm.
Yes, I did. I almost lost my hat in that struggle.
It definitely shrunk.
Gracious.
It's a little smaller. Ah,
Now, we mentioned that there is a lot to talk about when it comes to Houdini.
Mhm.
And we got up to the end of his life, but there's actually even more beyond that. You see, Houdini was
that's
fascinating. You like that?
good. That's good.
Houdini was fascinated by the idea that it might be possible to speak with the dead on the other side of the mortal veil.
That's good.
He had been very close to his mother, and after she died, he longed to reach her. And this is right around after World War I, after the 1918 flu. Spiritualism and spirit mediums got really popular because everybody had somebody they loved who they lost and they wanted to talk to.
Mhm.
And so seances were dime a
Super popular.
dozen, super popular. And Houdini went around looking for one, as many did, looking to find the real deal. But he did not find the real deal. We've talked about this in our other shows.
Right.
So we are very excited to be celebrating today the release of our latest single, Houdini, which imagines this great escape artist and magician after his death, trying to make the greatest escape of all time, trying desperately to reach the living, but unable to break through.
Should we play it?
Yeah, we should play it.
Okay.
All right. Break out of that black box, throw the ropes off. Can you pick locks? Chains wrapped around your shoulders, never worry enough to hold you. Darling, cross now I'm waiting for you. Can you hear me in the darkness? It's been so long, it's been so long.
In a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name?
Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Come inside the circle where we sit among the candles. Tap up on the table. Won't you send us any signal? I could reach out and touch you. Would you know me when I come through? Will you meet me in the darkness? Can we hold on? Can we hold on? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Rainbow bells and sound of trumpet. Are you
Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Rain free in a
bells
dream.
sound.
Is there somebody calling my name? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Damn.
This might be a nice time to take a few audience questions. Is there any Houdini related or other content that we haven't already touched on? Any burning questions for you about these or any other topics? We have one more song left for you before we send you back into the void.
If people want to say what they're drinking, if they're drinking something,
yeah,
please
I mean,
chime in.
Yeah, please, by all means.
What are you drinking?
We've got two more songs actually. Yeah, so
We should have done that tied up. We have to work on our escape.
Oh, playing the song while we're tied up. Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll work on. That was the first time we did our rope escape act.
Yeah, we got out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, getting into it was pretty tricky too. Oh, beautiful vampires number 2.
Beautiful vampires number 2.
Applejack rye, grenadine, lime, cherry.
Oh, that's excellent. Only Lovers Left Alive is an excellent vampire movie. That's the one, right?
That's the one. Yes.
Yeah.
They drank blood.
Tiger Sucks Cult Tea. Sounds about right.
Oh.
Grated lemon ginger infusion with
Awesome,
tea and
okay.
honey. That seems pretty comprehensive. Guinness extra stout. You know, people come from all walks who watch this show, and
Blanc.
we're happy to welcome all of your drinking tea. Oh, chocolate milk.
Warm.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, we all need liquids. It's
Yeah, most of us.
fluids, most of us. Manhattan extra cherries. See, this is the kind of information that keeps us coming back week after week.
Yeah.
So we're going to play another song. We started the show with some of our recorded songs, ending with Houdini, which is the most recent release.
Brand new. It's just free. It has been freed out.
Finally, from the chains. Houdini took us a long time. We recorded it last December. And then our plans for what was going to happen this year with recording kind of changed. And we mixed it during the plague, and finally it's released. We have 2 other songs in the can, which we will be figuring out when to release over the coming months. So stay tuned for more about that. But then we have a whole other batch of songs, which is our Marie Curie song cycle songs. And we have started recording these. It's going to be kind of a process. But in the meantime, we thought we'd play you one of these. It's kind of related to Houdini in a way, because Houdini's popularity came at a time when a lot of scientific advances were also happening. Discoveries which seemed basically like magic, including the discovery of radium. Radium and the phenomenon of radioactivity seemed like magic because in radioactivity, one element turns into another element over time with the loss of particles.
Right, that's alchemy right there.
And that is alchemy. There's this great quote from, was it Ernest Rutherford, who discovered X-rays? He said, "Don't call it transmutation. We'll be burned as witches."
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But that's how radical it was when they figured out what was happening with this new element.
Oh.
So the song is called "Power of the Sun," and it's about radio.
Yeah.
Silvery white in color, blackening in the air. The metal rusts as soon as it's forged. A powder as unremarkable as commonplace table salt. But throw it over your shoulder and it's transformed. Is it the burning bush of Moses, how the fires don't go out? Or that old perpetual motion that we've dreamed so long about? And the glowing tubes of glass look like enchanted fairy lights, suspended in the darkness, they are gleaming in the night. What have we done?
You set the motion.
We're flying
Chain
to
reaction.
close to the sun,
Natural progression.
out of control.
Power of the
What
sun.
have we done?
Set the motion.
We're flying
Chain
to
reaction.
close to the sun,
Natural progression.
out of control.
Power of the sun.
Maybe it was irresponsible. The genie is out of the bottle, with the fever to boil its own weight in ice. It's the alpha and omega, and gamma and beta, passes through matter with X-ray eyes. It was a god in ancient Egypt when the pyramids did rise, by the light of that eternal burning disk up in the sky. And the chariot descended to the darkness underground. That golden was too heavy to slow down. What have we done?
Set in motion
We're flying
the chain reaction,
close to the sun,
natural progression,
out of control.
the power of the
What have
sun.
we done?
Set in motion
We're flying
the chain reaction,
close to the sun,
natural progression,
out of control.
the power of the sun.
There's no mistaking alchemical transmutation, continual cycle of death and rebirth, chemistry of the invisible, hidden in mineral, scattered like glittering stars in the earth. You're chasing down a vision, but the nights are dark and long. You can hear it calling in the Geiger counter song, and the crucible is glowing as it burns away your fears. The great work that you undertake lasts 1600 years. What have we done?
Set in motion
We're flying
the
to
chain reaction,
close to the sun,
natural progression,
out of control.
power of the
What
sun.
have we done?
We've set in motion
We're flying to
chain reaction,
close to the sun,
natural progression,
out of control.
the power of the sun.
It's funny because I feel like that song is like a long inside joke with everybody who knows a lot of really specific information about radium, which is like not a lot of people, maybe.
It's occult knowledge.
It is occult knowledge. It's
That's
true. Yeah. So yeah, that song is called Power of the Sun, not yet available anywhere other than here on our live streams
Right here.
with us, with you. And once again, we are so glad that you are here with us tonight.
Yes.
We have one more song left for you, but before we do that, we want to plug a few things that we have coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got some really cool stuff coming up.
Really cool stuff coming up. So the first thing is not exactly an us thing, but it is an us endorsed thing, which is the Bindlestiff Family Circus has their virtual fundraising gala tomorrow. It's called Tea and Circus, a Bindlestiff Gala. I'm actually stage managing that show. It has a lot of incredible circus performance and a lot of really fun stuff. So if you want to check that out, it's in the chat. You'll find the comments, and Bindlestiff also has a weekly show every Monday night on Facebook and YouTube. So if you like us, you might like some of the shows that we're being included in now that it is Halloween season and there are a lot of opportunities to collaborate.
Yeah. It's time to get your Venn diagrams going.
Yeah, so if your Venn diagrams include like gothy stuff, circus and vaudeville stuff, maybe some like occult interests, and maybe some like D&D role-playing game kind of stuff.
Cosplay, perhaps?
Sure, like we have some suggestions for you. And two of them are happening on October 27th. The first is Comedy Variety Hours Halloween Edition, which is going to be a really hilarious variety show. We're going to do some songs in it, but you'll see clowns and acrobats, and I know the work of a lot of these folks, and they are really, really funny and talented. So we definitely recommend checking that out. We have the ticket link in the comments for Comedy Variety Hours Halloween edition.
And it's only an hour.
It's only an hour, and
What else are you gonna do?
yeah, I mean, it's comedy. Well, what else you're gonna do is right after Comedy Variety Hour, Nat 21 Adventures is presenting their very special Halloween show. So Nat 21 Adventures is, if you imagine people playing role-playing games like D&D style, like 20-sided die games. I'm sure a few of you out there are familiar with such things. But playing them in an interactive live stream environment where you in a performative way. Like, these people playing most of them are like professional vaudeville and Renaissance fair and other performers, super talented and hilarious. And you can actually send them money during the show, which will change the course of the game. So it's like a little bit Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's a little bribery. It's like cool.
And so their Halloween show is called Night at the Mausoleum, and it's there's a party in the show, and the party has a band, and that's us. We're the live band at the party. So we also definitely encourage you strongly to explore Nat 21 Adventures and this show in particular, which we'll be in. That is also on October 27th. So you'll find a ticket link for that in the comments as well. So those are the plugs. And now we are, let's see. Oh, we have some other plugs though. So those are the show plugs. Okay. Yeah. So we had a feeling, like, we don't like to typecast you all, but like, we feel like we know you by now, and that we can identify some shared interests, which we also share. Okay, so
what else are we plugging?
What else are we plugging? We're plugging this show. This is a donation-based show.
Oh, here we are.
Which, yes, this is it. So if you like this show that you're watching right now, and you're in a position to support it financially, we would love that. And one way you can do that is to buy merch or music from us on Bandcamp. Bandcamp is a super artist-friendly platform for music. I know the clouds are like obscuring my face. And we have a brand new release called Houdini, which you can get as a download, or you can order it as a sticker, which comes with 2 downloads, one for you and one for a friend or perhaps rival magician you're trying to impress.
2 Houdini.
Oh, that's good. 2 Dini. We should have called it that. It's too late.
We just did.
Yeah. All right. Well, I meant like in the official. That's cool. What else? Oh. Well, if you are watching this show from the Charming Disaster channel, we would like to encourage you to follow Fallout on their channel. And I believe henchperson Dan is going to throw that link into the comments. So, yes, if you're watching on Fallout's channel, conversely, we encourage you to come over to the dark side. Come to this side.
Or this side. It's not necessarily any darker than the Fallout side.
It's nice over here. And we did this show every week, Friday nights at 8 p.m. It's a little different every week. We play different songs. We wear different outfits.
Yeah, we have different friends and presenters. And who knows?
And it's weird. Sometimes it gets weird. So we encourage you to join us every week. And next week, our show is being presented by the Equinox Society, which is a creepy, spooky podcast.
Yeah, otherworldly,
really
dark
cool.
song, dark storytelling kind of
like
podcast.
We really think
great.
that you will like it, and we're really psyched that they're collaborating with us in that way. So huge thanks to Fallout, huge thanks to henchperson Dan, huge thanks to the Society of the Mysterious Hand.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, inquire within.
And big thanks to Nelson Lugo.
Oh my gosh, yeah, let's...
That was super fun.
Yes. And Nelson, are you still there? Do you wanna just come back on screen and like
he's
do
invisible.
He's
Oh,
wait, I'm gonna add him. Add him.
Hold on.
Oh, look, there he is. Oh,
There he is.
Hi.
Hi.
He's
Hi.
in bed.
We didn't warn you that we were gonna do like a curtain call.
No, you didn't.
I know, it just happened spontaneously.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Hi. Well,
Hello.
All right. So, just thank you so much for joining us on this show. It was such a pleasure to talk to
It
you.
was a pleasure to perform for you. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Our
I'm going to
pleasure.
send you back away. All right. And one last song before we release you into the night.
Oh, you want to talk a little bit about this song? Just a little.
Once upon a time, a girl ate some seeds from
How many?
6 seeds from a pomegranate that the god of death had offered her. And then she had to spend half the year in his dark kingdom, which is why we have winter. The only trees that grow down here bear fruits like scarlet bombs. I hold one heavy in my hand. Will it blow me to kingdom come? Each segment like a precious gem, the jewels bright on my tongue. I taste the rubies soft as caviar, as sweet as summer sun. Six seeds sing to me. Six seeds send me underground. Six seeds set me free. Show me what I've never seen. Drink me down like grenadine.
My heart is in your hand. I
Sing to me.
fingers stained with red, just
Set
like
me free.
summer sun. I bid you to forget.
When I look in the mirror,
Sing
I'm
me.
divided into parts. The
Set me
daylight
free.
warms my skin. The night wraps round my heart. Six seeds sing to me. Six seeds send me underground. Six seeds set me free. Show me what I've never seen. Drink me down like grenadine.
I've been waiting all my life for your attention and your smile.
You and I will rule this nightmare day by day, and side by side. I don't ask for all your time, just forever will you be mine. Six seeds sing to me. Six seeds send me underground. Six seeds set me free. Show me what I've never seen. Bring me down like grenadine. Six seeds sing to me. Six seeds send me underground. Six seeds set me free. Show me what I've never seen. Drink me down like grenadine. Your season comes around.
Six seeds sing me.
Winter world about
Six seeds
as
set
I
me free.
descend into the dark, my friend, my enemy, my love, my enemy, my love, my enemy, my love, my enemy, my love. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for joining us. Once again, we are Charming Disaster. This is the quarantine live stream, and we will see you right here next week. And we hope that your week is a good one. We're going to leave you with the donate links, and we love you.
We love you. Bye-bye.